Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So for those of you who watch my channel regularly, you know that I just finished a 4-week series about Love is Blind, where I was posting reaction videos. Love is Blind kind of took over my content for a while, and we are getting back into a new swing of things. I have some content ideas planned for the spring and summer, but I thought it would be fun today to ask Chat GPT to help me plan my content. Since we're getting out of Love is Blind and into something new, and Chat GPT is having a moment right now, I thought it would be fun to go on Chat GPT and see how well it does with helping me plan content for my channel. So I'm gonna put myself in a little box down here in the corner, and I will bring up Chat GPT on the screen so you guys can see. And we're just gonna ask it some questions. I do not know a whole lot about Chat GPT. Like, I know that it's an AI, I know that it's a search function. I've seen people do all kinds of interesting things with it. Like, I saw a video recently by Mama Dr. Jones where she asked the software medical questions and she would tell if like they're correct or not, like if it knows the right answers. There are certain things you cannot ask it, like you can't ask it anything inappropriate or harmful. I haven't tried to ask it anything like that, so I don't know what that entails. Like, I don't know, you probably can't ask it like ways to cover up a murder or like something like that. I've seen people use it for other things like writing cover letters where you can kind of feed it your resume and the job description and then it will write you a cover letter. I think that's a pretty interesting use case for something like this. It can also remember what you said earlier in the conversation. So it's almost like you're having a conversation back and forth with it. It's not just computing like one individual request at a time. Like, it kind of builds on what you said to it earlier. So with all that in mind, let's get into ChatGPT and just ask it some questions about my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna start with, what content should I post on YouTube? Let's just make it a general question. The content you should post on YouTube depends on your interests, skills, and target audience. Here are a few ideas. Okay, so it's giving me ideas of like general things people do on YouTube. Tutorials, product reviews, vlogs and personal updates, comedy sketches and parodies. That will not be happening on this channel. Gaming content also will not be happening. Music covers and performances, travel vlogs, and adventure videos. Okay, so it gave me some like a list of like topics or like types of videos. Remember, the most important thing is to create content that you enjoy making and that resonates with your audience. Okay, so now let's say I want to make videos about tattoos. Can you give me some content ideas? Here are some content ideas for videos about tattoos. Tattoo shop tour, tattoo process and aftercare, tattoos and their meanings, tattoo removal, cover-up tattoos, celebrity tattoos, tattoo artist interview, tattoo convention. Prioritize safety and respect when creating content about tattoos. Be mindful of the cultural and historical significance of different designs. I really like that it told me that. I think that's great. Tattoos have a very long history. There are different types of tattoos in different culture that are very important to acknowledge. So I think that's pretty cool that it's telling you like, don't do cultural appropriation basically. But in terms of the rest of these that it suggested, I do have a video about tattoos and their meanings. I will link that down below if you guys want to watch that video. It might already be linked. But I think the rest of these are pretty interesting. Tattoo shop tour. The artist that I mostly go to now has a shop in Frederick, Maryland, and it's like a private studio. So I don't know if he would let me do a tour, but I could always ask him that. That's an interesting idea. Tattoo process and aftercare. I mean, I feel like there's so much of that already online. Like, who needs my opinion about those things? I feel like maybe a tattoo artist could tell you those things. That's not something I'm likely to make. Tattoo removal. I have thought about getting tattoo removal. If I were to do that, I would definitely vlog it. One of my favorite creators, Quickened, is going through tattoo removal right now, and she has like a whole series where she's showing the experience and like how much her tattoo is getting lightened in every session. So maybe I'll link that down below too if you're looking for content like that. Cover up tattoos, celebrity tattoos. Yeah, I think these are interesting ideas. So it's definitely giving me something. What about if I want to make videos about thrifting? Great idea. Here are some content ideas for videos about thrifting. So I didn't say like, can you give me some content ideas? But because I said that before, it remembers that. And so it knows that I'm still looking for content ideas. Okay, thrift hauls, thrifting tips and tricks. I have filmed that before too. I will link that below. Thrift store challenge. Take on a thrift store challenge such as finding a complete outfit for under a certain budget or creating a DIY project using only thrifted items. That's a fun idea. What do you guys think of that? Let me know if that sounds fun. Vintage and retro finds. Showcase vintage and retro finds, including how to incorporate them into modern outfits and styles. Sustainable fashion. Thrift store transformations. Share before and after transformations of thrifted items. That's definitely something I've been wanting to do. I think I would call it thrift flip. So that's something I've thought about before. I think probably when I move later this summer, I will do more content like that when I have a better setup. Speaking of moving, let's ask it about moving content. I'm getting ready to move in a few months. What kind of videos could I make around my move? Let's see what it says about this. Moving can be a stressful process, but it can also be an exciting opportunity for new beginnings. Here are some content ideas for videos about your move. Moving vlogs, home tours, DIY projects, moving tips, neighborhood tours, room makeovers, moving challenges. Remember to prioritize safety and security. It always gives you like a little thing at the end to tell you to like be safe or like to tell you how to do something well. Honestly, these are great content ideas. These are things that I have been thinking about for my moving videos. So I feel like it's giving me a lot of like very good ideas. I don't know that it's giving me that creative of ideas, but it's probably pulling these things from like the internet or from like a top 10 list that's already online. So that's pretty interesting. I definitely want to do moving content when I get ready to move. What else can we ask it? Let's ask about like keywords or like searches. So like what kinds of videos are performing best on YouTube right now? Okay, it doesn't have access to real-time data, but it can give me general ideas. Educational content, entertainment, vlogs and personal content, product reviews and unboxings, gaming content, travel and adventure content. Okay, so let's look at these. This is like generally what's performing best. Vlogs and personal content. You guys, I try to make vlogs and I enjoy making vlogs. I think it's really fun, but nobody watches them. No one watches my vlogs. Maybe I'll link my vlog playlist down below so you guys can watch some vlogs and let me know if you like them. I really like making them, but they perform terribly on this channel, so I don't know. Okay, now I'm thinking, going back to the thrifting content, what if I asked it the top thrift stores in Philadelphia? What are the best thrift stores in Philadelphia? Because I've made videos about this before, so I'm wondering if it'll tell me things that I've already been to or how it's going to answer this. It's a subjective question. It's asking like what are the best ones. It's taking a while to answer. As an AI language model, I don't have, it's going to say the same thing, the real-time data. It's really struggling to answer this one. It's going a lot slower. Here are some popular thrift stores in Philadelphia you might want to check out. I wonder if this is just going to get pulled from like Google Maps. Philly AIDS Thrift. Oh my God, it's going so slow. All right, well, I already learned something. Circle Thrift has another location in South Philly. I didn't know that. I've been to the one in Fishtown. Buffalo Exchange, chain thrift store. All right, this one's taking a really long time, so I'm going to stop it. What if I start asking Chat GPT questions about my life, like outside of my YouTube content? What if I ask it for ideas of like what I should do with my life, basically? So I mentioned I'm moving soon, so let's ask it a question about moving. If I say I am moving this fall. I want to live in Philadelphia, PA. I want to be able to walk to the train station and not need a car to get around the city. I want to live in a safe area with lots of fun things to do. Where should, or I'll say, what neighborhoods should I look into? Okay, so I gave it a little bit more information. Let's see what it says. Okay, based on your criteria of walkability, access to public transportation, safety, and entertainment options, here are a few neighborhoods that might interest you. Center City, that's where I live now. University City, Rittenhouse Square. Well, I live in Rittenhouse Square. To me, that's Center City. Queen Village, Fairmount. Okay, these are actually all the neighborhoods that I have thought about living in. Not really University City so much, but Queen Village and Fairmount are like two of the neighborhoods I would love to live in. What if I ask it like, what's the average cost of a 1-bedroom apartment in Fairmount? I don't know if it'll know this because it doesn't have real-time data, but maybe it'll give me an idea. Around $1,300 to $1,800 per month, depending on the specific location, amenities, and other factors. Okay. I do think it's interesting that, like I said before, it gives you advice about everything that you ask it. So it'll give you the information, like it'll answer the question, and then it will say, it's always a good idea to, or like, don't forget to, or remember to, whatever. So it gives you like some ideas or like reminders at the end. Okay, so we asked it about my apartment and my moving situation. What if we ask it about getting a promotion or a raise? What if I say, how do I get promoted at work? Really general. Let's see what it gives me. Your job performance, relationships with colleagues, level of expertise, and your willingness to take on new responsibilities. See, for somebody who's like really at the beginning of their career or like really looking for concrete things that they can work on, this is actually generating a really like useful list. Something I'm curious about this program is that it's clearly pulling things from the internet and like from data it's already been fed. So it's giving me this list, but I'm assuming somebody out there has actually written this and put this together, like authored these tips and stuff. So it's just feeding this back to me as if it's telling them to me without crediting where it came from. So that's pretty interesting that this is probably being scraped off of Google or something like that, but it's not crediting like the sources for anything. It doesn't give you links to anything else. It just gives you the information. So that's pretty interesting. Okay, so it gave me some clear things. What if I tell it I work in the beauty industry? If I wanted a new job, where would I look? It's just gonna tell me like LinkedIn. Yeah, job search websites like Indeed, Glassdoor, and LinkedIn, company websites. So this is more general. It's not really beauty specifically. Oh, this is something I didn't know though. Trade publications, industry trade publications such as beauty packaging, cosmetics business, and global cosmetics industry. Are those like publication titles? It sounds like it. They often have job listings for the beauty industry. So that's interesting. If I'm ever looking for a new job, I can check with those. I learned something I didn't know. Now let's ask it, I'm thinking about moving out of the country. I want to live somewhere safe, affordable, and where English is spoken by most of the population. I work in the beauty industry and want to keep my job. I also have 2 cats I would bring with me. What countries or cities should I look into? Okay, so it's kind of pulling keywords from what I said. So it's giving me Canada. Canada's safe, beautiful, affordable. English is the primary language. This is super interesting. Singapore. Ooh, Singapore is a safe and prosperous city-state in Southeast Asia where English is one of the 4 official languages. The beauty industry is growing and there are opportunities for expats. However, it is generally considered to be more expensive than the other countries on this list. So it's comparing. It gave me specific cities. Oh my God, you guys, I would love to live in New Zealand. A few years ago when everything happened with like Trump being elected and then COVID and everything going wrong in the US has been falling apart for a long time. I seriously was looking into moving to New Zealand. Like, can you freaking imagine? I don't know. If things keep going downhill in the US, maybe I'll have to move to New Zealand or Australia or Ireland. Singapore is something I never really thought about before, but that's pretty interesting too. What if I say, Can I bring my cats with me to any of those countries? How hard is it to bring an animal through the border? Okay, so now it's going through like country by country and telling me some of the requirements to bring your animal to that country. Okay, pretty interesting. It's giving me just like basic information about each one. Overall, I would say Chat GPT seems like almost like a glorified search engine. Like I feel like a lot of the stuff that I was asking it, I probably could have found on Google with a source attached to it. However, I think that, like I said, for something like writing a cover letter or creating a resume or something like that to help you get a job that you're interested in, where you feed it specific things and like more information, I think that this could be a really useful tool. I was pretty much just asking it like more basic questions, more simple, straightforward questions, but I wonder if I started asking it more like bigger things. Like I've also seen people put in kind of like what I did with the country, or like what country should I move to. They'll tell Chat GPT like, I want to live here, I want to do these kinds of activities, this is the food I like to eat, this is how I want to spend my money, like lots of little lifestyle things, and then it will generate for you like where you should live based on that, but it's based on way more information. So that's pretty interesting also. That's been like a TikTok trend I've seen going around. Overall, I don't really know what I would use this for on a day-to-day basis that Google can't really do, but it was really interesting to test it out and see how it functions. Let me know what you guys think. Have you tried Chat GPT? What are you using it for? I will definitely be trying out some of these content ideas as I switch it up and move things forward throughout this spring. If you stuck with me through my Love is Blind videos, thank you very much. I know that not everyone is into that, but some people are. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!